Welcome to Life Scoop, your connection to a better daily routine. Today, you'll learn why the morning is the single highest return hour of your day, and how to build a beginner-friendly routine that gives you clarity, energy, and momentum without 4 a.m. alarms or superhero routines. Why your morning matters. Most people treat the morning as a warm-up. They wake, grab their phone, scroll, and react to everyone else's priorities. That autopilot start drains your willpower, raises stress, and hands control to whatever notification shows up first. A calm, intentional morning does the opposite. It creates margin and direction before the world asks for your attention. The way you start determines how you think, how you feel, and what you do for the next 12, 16 hours. The 3 advantages of the morning. There are 3 practical reasons. Mornings win. Willpower is highest right after waking. Use it. Willpower peaks right after sleep because rest restores executive function. Cortisol and alertness rise, and there are far fewer decisions to drain you. So use that window to front-load your hardest cognitive work in a short 15-45-minute launch block. Cut early choices by deciding the night before and keeping your phone out of reach. And lock actions with implementation intentions or habit stacks. Preserve gains later with short breaks. Stable nutrition and consistent sleep. Systems beat raw grit. Your brain is most open to direction. Craft your mood. After sleep, your executive systems are refreshed, and the environment is quieter, so the brain is unusually receptive to small inputs that shape mood and attention. Use that window with quick, repeatable actions. Bright light, a glass of water, and 3 minutes of movement. 2, 5 minutes of breath, just prayer or gratitude. Then write 3 priorities. Keep your phone out of reach for 20 minutes, and lock these into simple if-then plans. Those micro cues create a stable emotional baseline that steers your decisions and performance for the rest of the day. The environment is quieter, fewer distractions, more progress. Early mornings are naturally quieter, fewer people, fewer notifications, and less external demand. So there are far fewer triggers that break your attention. That silence makes it easier to build uninterrupted focus, enter a flow state, and make measurable progress in a short time. So treat this window as protected work time. Close your apps. Keep your phone out of reach. Choose one high-value task and use a 20-minute focused block to get disproportionately more done than you would later in the day. Myth bust. You don't need a celebrity routine. You don't need to run 5 miles, meditate for an hour, and journal for 2. That's copycat thinking. What you need is clarity and consistency. Small, repeatable actions compound. 2% better every day turns into massive gains in weeks and months. Simple, beginner-friendly routine. Actionable, adaptable. Here's a practical routine you can start tomorrow. It's flexible. Pick times that fit your life and scale up slowly. Wake plus hydrate for about 2 minutes. Open your eyes, drink a glass of water, splash your face. Hydration primes energy and focus. Overnight, you lose water, and that mild dehydration dulls alertness and cognitive sharpness. So make the first minute non-negotiable. Sit up, drink a full glass, about 500 milliliters, to restore blood volume and support cerebral perfusion, and splash your face to trigger a quick sympathetic boost. Together, these simple actions reduce grogginess, stabilize morning energy, and give you a small physiological advantage that helps you move into focused work before decision fatigue sets in. Set a short set of mobility, stretching, or a brisk walk. Movement wakes the body and stabilizes mood. 3 to 8 minutes of movement quickly raises heart rate and circulation, delivering oxygen to the brain, releasing mood-stabilizing neurotransmitters, and lowering morning grogginess and stress. So it both primes alertness and loosens stiff joints for better posture and focus. A brief mobility flow, neck, shoulder rolls, hip openers. 30-60 seconds of brisk marching or jumping jacks.
We'll keep going.
Will do the job. And because it's short, it's easy to repeat daily and reliably convert into momentum for the rest of your morning. Mindset needs a short 5 minutes of quiet, prayer, breathing, or a short reflection. This sets your emotional baseline. Most people don't realize it, but the first hour of your day determines everything. Your energy, your focus, your mood, your productivity, all of it. And if your mornings feel chaotic, rushed, or unproductive, that's not a personality flaw. That's a system problem. Thanks for watching, and welcome to Life Scoop. Welcome to Life Scoop, your connection to a better daily routine. Today, you'll continue to learn why the morning is the single highest return hour of your day, and how to build a beginner-friendly routine that gives you clarity, energy, and momentum, without 4 a.m. alarms or superhero routines. No fluff, just what works. By the end, you'll have a 15-minute starter routine you can do tomorrow. Map your morning. First, know your current morning. Don't guess. Answer 3 quick questions. What's the first thing you do when you wake? How long do you scroll? Do you feel rushed or calm? Write the answers down. The rest of the video assumes you're honest about what's actually happening. Pillar 1. Wake up with intention. Snoozing trains your brain to delay. Fix it with a simple habit set. 1 alarm, put it across the room, get up right immediately, and drink water within 2 minutes. You don't need to wake earlier. You need to wake on purpose. That single change shifts momentum for the whole morning. Pillar 2. 60 to 90 seconds. The first inputs you give your brain set your emotional baseline. Social media or news. First thing equals chaos. Replace that with one of these for 60 to 90 seconds. 3 deep breaths, 1 line of gratitude, or a very short prayer. 1 minute of calm protects the rest of the day from being reactionary. Pillar 3. Energize your body. Activation beats an hour of gym drama. Move your body for 3 to 10 minutes. A brisk walk, a 10-minute bodyweight circuit, a quick mobility set, or 20 to 30 push-ups. The goal is wakefulness and focus, not exhaustion. Small activation increases dopamine and attention for hours. Pillar 4. Fuel smartly. Hydrate first. Avoid sugar spikes and instant caffeine. Eat a protein-forward breakfast with healthy fats for steady energy. If you prefer to fast, at minimum hydrate and monitor performance. Prep the night before. Protein ready, coffee set. So decisions under time pressure don't break the routine. Pillar 5. Set direction. 2 minutes of clarity beats an hour of reacting. Ask, what are my top 3 priorities today? What must get done? What can wait? Write them down. That tiny checkpoint kills overwhelm and makes choices obvious all day. Build the routine. Put the 5 pillars together into a real routine you can repeat. Example 15-minute starter. Wake up, stand, and get out of bed. Hydrate. Full glass of water, 2 minutes. Mindful start. Deep breaths plus gratitude, 3 minutes. Body activation. Short set, 5 minutes. Fuel. Quick protein, 3 minutes. Daily direction. Top 3 priorities, 2 minutes. That's 15 minutes. Do this repeatedly, and expand only when it's automatic. Common failure modes. People fail for predictable reasons: copying someone else, making it too long, expecting perfect execution, skipping night prep, or quitting after one bad day. Design for bad mornings. Compress the routine instead of quitting. Prepare the night before. Lay out clothes, prep breakfast, set the alarm. Make the routine hard to miss. Call to action. Final rule: progress beats performance. Start with the 15-minute routine tomorrow. Track it for 7 days. If you miss a day, compress. Don't quit. Repeat. Small, consistent wins compound into hours of focused work and weeks of real progress. Start simple. Repeat reliably. That's how a morning routine actually works. Try this for 7 days. Which pillar will you start with? Subscribe for weekly practical routines and leave one comment. What's the one small morning habit you'll try tomorrow? Welcome to Life Scoop, your connection for a better daily routine, where better living starts with better habits. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a stronger morning routine. Ever wonder why the first 5 minutes of your morning feel harder than the next 12 hours combined? You might think you're just lazy or not a morning person, but there is actually a scientific reason for that struggle. It's not a character flaw, it's physics. Specifically, it's something called activation energy. Just like a rocket uses 80% of its fuel just to get off the ground, your brain requires a massive surge of energy to switch from sleep mode to awake mode. But what if I told you that success in the morning has almost nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with psychology? Welcome back to Life Scoop, your connection to a better daily routine. I'm so glad you're here. If you've been following along, you know we are in the middle of a deep dive into reclaiming your mornings. We've covered why the morning matters, the 5 pillars, and today, for Chapter 3, we are looking under the hood. We're going to explore the psychology behind morning success. We're ditching the grind mindset and instead using concepts like habit stacking, cognitive windows, and identity psychology to hack your brain into loving the AM hours. Let's build a routine that gives you clarity, not anxiety. Section 1. Lowering the barrier. Activation energy. Let's go back to that concept of activation energy. In chemistry, this is the minimum energy required to start a reaction. In your bedroom at 6 a.m., it's the energy required to throw off the duvet. The mistake most people make is trying to rely on willpower to overcome this energy barrier. But willpower is a finite resource, like a battery. If you use it all up just getting out of bed, you have none left for the rest of the day. The psychological fix: you need to lower the activation energy required to start. We call this reducing friction. If you want to work out, don't rely on finding your socks in the dark. Lay your clothes out the night before. If you want to drink water, put the glass on your nightstand. By preparing your environment, you lower the cost of starting. You aren't making a decision. You're just executing a preloaded script. Section 2. Habit stacking and cognitive windows. Once you're up, how do you stay on track? Enter habit stacking. This is a concept popularized by James Clear. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It loves connections. Habit stacking is simply saying, after I do my current habit, I will do a new habit. For example, after I pour my coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. The coffee is the trigger. The meditation is the stack. You stop relying on motivation and start relying on momentum. And timing matters. Psychologists talk about cognitive windows. For the first hour after waking, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic and creativity, is highly sensitive. If the first thing you do is scroll through social media, you are flooding this sensitive window with cortisol and dopamine hits from other people's lives. You are essentially handing the keys to your brain over to an algorithm. Protect this window. Keep the phone off. Let your brain boot up in output mode, not input mode. Section 3. Identity and micro-wins. Finally, let's talk about identity psychology and micro-wins. When you hit snooze, you are subconsciously signaling to yourself, I am a person who resists my own goals. When you get up and immediately make your bed, you signal, I am a person who completes tasks. This is a micro-win. It seems small, but it triggers a release of dopamine, the reward chemical. You aren't just doing a routine. You are casting a vote for the type of person you want to be. This is why military leaders often preach about making your bed. It's not about the sheets. It's about the psychology of starting the day with a victory. Stop saying, I'm trying to be a morning person. Start proving it to yourself with small, easy wins in the first 20 minutes. Conclusion. So, here is your takeaway for Chapter 3. Success isn't about suffering. It's about engineering your morning so that the right choice is the easiest choice. In the next chapter, we're going to take all this theory and build the ultimate beginner-friendly routine template. You won't want to miss that. If you found this helpful, hit that like button to help the algorithm find other night owls trying to change their ways. I'm Katie for Life Scoop. Go get that micro-win. Build unstoppable. Morning energy. The science of your day, your focus, your mood, your productivity, all of it. If your mornings feel chaotic, rushed, or unproductive, I want you to know something important. That's not a personality flaw. That's a system problem. Most people start their day on autopilot, letting the world dictate how they feel. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix it. Hello,
Hi, I'm
it's
Katie,
Katie,
and welcome back to
and welcome
Scoop.
back to Life Scoop, your inside scoop on better living. We often think energy is just about how much sleep we got, but science shows it's actually about how we signal our body to wake up. Today, we're covering practical, powerful habits that change how you start your day and how you live your life. Here is the truth about building a morning routine that actually sticks. Habit 1. The internal shower. You lose a significant amount of water while you sleep simply through breathing. If you wake up and go straight for coffee, you're energizing a dehydrated brain. That is a recipe for brain fog. Before you do anything else, drink a large glass of water. Think of it as an internal shower. It jumpstarts your metabolism and flushes out toxins. It's the simplest toggle switch for energy we have, yet most of us skip it. Habit 2. Optical signaling. Next, we need to speak the brain's language. Your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, is regulated by light. Getting natural sunlight in your eyes within the first hour of waking triggers a cortisol spike. Now, usually, we think of cortisol as bad, but in the morning, it's essential. It signals alertness and sets a timer for melatonin release later that night, so you can sleep. Even 5 to 10 minutes outdoors makes a difference. Habit 3. The 90-minute rule. Speaking of coffee, here is a science-backed tweak that changes everything. Try to wait 60 to 90 minutes after waking up before ingesting caffeine. Here's why. When you wake up, Your body is clearing out adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel sleepy. If you drink coffee immediately, you just block the adenosine, and when the caffeine wears off, you crash hard. Let your body clear the sleep chemicals naturally first, then enjoy your coffee. Habit 4, creating flow. You don't need to run a marathon at 5 a.m., but you do need to move. Static bodies hold onto static energy. A little movement, stretching, a short walk, or just 5 minutes of yoga increases core body temperature and blood flow to the brain. Remember, we aren't trying to exhaust ourselves. We are just turning the engine on. Habit 5, the dopamine trap. This might be the hardest one, but it's the most critical. Do not check your phone first thing in the morning. When you scroll through emails or social media immediately, you are flooding your brain with cheap dopamine and reactive stress. You are letting other people's agendas dictate your mood. Keep the phone in another room or on airplane mode for at least the first 20 minutes. Reclaim that headspace for yourself. Habit 6, fueling focus. Finally, let's talk about fuel. A breakfast high in sugar or simple carbs spikes your glucose, which leads to an energy crash by mid-morning. Aim for protein and healthy fats. This keeps your blood sugar stable and your focus sharp. It's not just about being full. It's about fueling your brain for sustained output. In conclusion, remember, a good morning actually starts the night before, by preparing your environment so you don't have to make decisions when you're tired. Start with just one of these habits tomorrow. Build the system, and the energy will follow. All right, this is Katie signing off for today. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Life Scoop for more practical guides to better living. I'll see you in the next video. How to build unstoppable momentum in your first hour. Ever notice how some days you feel unstoppable, while other days you feel like you're wading through mud? Most people think having a good day is just luck. Or they think it depends on how much coffee they drink. But here's the truth. It's not luck. It's physics. It's momentum. Momentum is the force that makes your day either smooth and productive or slow and chaotic. And if your mornings usually feel like a battle against gravity,
what a mess.
That's not a personality flaw. That's a system problem. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix it. We are covering 10 specific strategies to engineer momentum in your first hour, so the rest of your day runs on autopilot. Hello, this is Katie, and welcome back to Life Scoop, your inside scoop on better living. We often talk about willpower, like it's a muscle we have to flex all day long. But relying on willpower is exhausting. The real key to a productive life isn't forcing yourself to work.
Hey everyone,
It's
out for a sunset
understanding
walk.
how your
The energy's
brain
amazing.
processes wins
Join me.
and
Let's
losses.
make this a great day.
Humans are psychologically wired to continue whatever state they start in. If you start strong, your mind looks for the next win. If you start slow, your mind searches for comfort. That's why one lazy choice spirals into a lazy day. The goal of your morning isn't to be perfect. It's simple. Stack early wins to build psychological pressure behind you. Let's break down the 10 ways to do that. Strategy 1. The unlosable win. Start with a win you can't lose. The fastest way to build momentum is to begin with something you know you will complete successfully. You want a guaranteed dopamine boost that signals competence to your brain. This could be making your bed, drinking a full glass of water, or doing 1 minute of stretching. These actions seem small. You might think, how does making my bed change my career? It doesn't, but it flips a mental switch. It tells your brain, today, I execute. From that mindset, your next task becomes easier because you already feel like a winner. You are engineering the smallest possible spark. Strategy 2. Visual friction. Eliminate clutter to eliminate resistance. Clutter is momentum's worst enemy. When your brain sees a messy kitchen, an unmade bed, or a scattered workspace, it subconsciously registers that mess as unfinished business. It creates mental friction. Your goal isn't to deep clean your house every morning. It's to remove the small obstacles that create drag. Clear your nightstand. Reset your workspace. A clean environment isn't about aesthetics. It's about mental clarity. When your space looks controlled, your mind follows suit. You are removing the visual noise so you can hear your own thoughts. Strategy 3. The Rule of 3. Prioritize using the Rule of 3. The day becomes overwhelming when everything feels urgent, but most tasks aren't important. They're just noise disguised as responsibility. Momentum requires focus, not busyness. Each morning, identify just your top 3 priorities. One task that moves your life forward. One task that prevents a problem. One task that supports your health or stability. When you define the 3 things that truly matter, your mind stops panicking about the 100 things that don't. Completing these 3 creates enough forward motion to carry you through the rest of the day. Strategy 4. Scripting the day. Using time blocking to take control. Time blocking is one of the most effective momentum tools because it removes randomness. Instead of hoping your day goes smoothly, you script it. A simple plan might look like morning routine from 6:30 to 7, priority work from 8 to 10, admin tasks from 2 to 3. Your timeline doesn't have to be rigid, it just needs structure. When you time block, your day stops being reactive. You know what you should be doing, and when. That clarity builds momentum, because you aren't wasting energy wondering, what's next? Strategy 5. Killing decision fatigue. Remove the decision fatigue. It kills productivity faster than laziness. If your morning is filled with tiny choices, what to wear, what to eat, where are my keys, your brain burns energy that should be reserved for your actual work. Avoid this by prepping the night before. Choose your outfit. Set out your breakfast ingredients. Pack your bag. Start the morning with fewer choices, and you'll move faster. Momentum increases when the path ahead is simple. Make the decisions tonight, so the morning you can just execute. Strategy 6. The 2-minute launch technique. When you face a task you don't want to do, your brain creates resistance. It feels heavy. The trick is to lower the barrier. Tell yourself you only need to do it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes of effort breaks procrastination and creates instant motion. Most of the time, once you begin, you won't stop. The 2-minute launch gets you over the hardest part. Starting. You're hacking your own inertia. Strategy 7. Protecting inputs. Avoid morning distractions, like your productivity depends on it. Because it does. Distractions early in the day destroy momentum. If you open social media, email, or the news in your first hour, you are flooding your brain with noise before you've set your own direction. These inputs pull your attention outward. You need to keep your focus inward until your routine is complete. Do not let the world into your head until you are ready for it. Once momentum is built, your mind is much stronger and less susceptible to distraction. But in that first hour, it's fragile. Protect it. Strategy 8. Audio anchors. Build a momentum playlist. Music is a psychological lever. The right playlist can shift your energy and speed up your rhythm. This isn't about entertainment. It's about anchoring your brain to motion. Choose songs that energize you or put you in a forward, moving mindset. When I put on my specific work playlist, my brain knows it's time to go. It's a Pavlovian response. Use sound to control your state. Strategy 9. Guard the win. Protect your first win of the day. Momentum is delicate. One emotional spike or urgent demand can derail it quickly. That's why you must protect your early wins aggressively. If something threatens your routine, a text, a favor, a sudden emergency that isn't really an emergency, resist it. Your first hour belongs to you, not anyone else. Once you lock into a rhythm, your entire day benefits. Don't trade your momentum for someone else's urgency. Strategy 10. The identity shift. Understand that momentum creates confidence. When you start your day with momentum, you build something far more valuable than just productivity. You build confidence. Confidence is simply the belief that you can execute. Every made bed, every glass of water, every completed time block reinforces that belief. Momentum creates competence. Competence creates confidence. And confidence creates consistency. That's why mastering your mornings transforms not just your day, but your identity. It changes you from someone who hopes for a good day to someone who makes one. In conclusion, momentum doesn't just happen. It is engineered. If you apply even 3 of these strategies tomorrow morning, you will feel the difference. You'll feel the drag lift. You'll feel the forward motion. Start with the unlosable win. Clear the clutter. Protect that first hour. If you want to dive deeper into these systems, make sure you're subscribed to Life Scoop. We're building a library of practical, no-nonsense guides to better living. And I don't want you to miss the next one. Drop a comment below. Which of these 10 strategies are you going to test tomorrow morning? Let me know. Start your morning off right, and I'll see you in the next video. Chapter 6. Mastering Consistency. The Habit. Systems that keep you on track. Consistency is the separator. It's the difference between people who talk about building a better life and the people who actually do it. A strong morning routine is not about hype, motivation, or waking up at an extreme hour. It's about developing systems that run even when you're tired, stressed, unmotivated, or busy. Chapter 6 is about locking in the routines you've built so they stop being tasks you try and become habits you live. If you want your new morning routine to transform your life, you don't need perfection. You need repeatability. And that comes from building habits that are simple, stable, and almost automatic. The myth of motivation. People rely on motivation because they've never been taught how habits actually work. Motivation is emotional. Habits are mechanical. Motivation asks you to feel inspired. Habits ask you to execute without thinking. If your routine only works on the days when you're energized, hyped, or in a good mood, it's not a system. It's a mood-dependent wish. A real routine is something you can do on your best days, your worst days, and every day in between. Hello, this is Katie, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the 3 keys to habit consistency. To lock in your morning routine and make it last, you must build 3 layers of consistency. 1. Structural consistency. This is the physical setup of your environment. Your environment should make the routine unavoidable. Examples: putting your clothes out the night before, setting your water bottle at your bedside, keeping your journal and pen in the same spot every morning. Using automation, alarms, reminders, app blockers, smart lights. Small environmental cues remove 50% of your excuses. When everything is already in place, the barrier to starting drops dramatically. Your routine becomes the default instead of something you have to choose. 2. Behavioral consistency. This is your actual habit execution. The rule: make the routine easy enough that you can do it tired. If your routine is too demanding, it will collapse on your low-energy days. A solid morning routine should feel like, even if I'm exhausted, I can still do this. Examples of low-friction habits: 5 deep breaths instead of a 20-minute meditation session, 1 paragraph of reading instead of a full chapter, a 2-minute stretch instead of a full workout, writing 1 sentence in your journal instead of a page. These micro versions keep your habits alive when life gets messy. Consistency beats intensity, always. 3. Identity consistency. This is the internal layer, the psychological anchor. Your habits must align with the story you tell yourself. If you believe, "I'm not a morning person," you will unconsciously sabotage your own progress. Instead, shift your identity to match your goals. Examples of identity statements: I'm someone who prioritizes my well-being first thing in the morning. I start my day intentionally. I keep my promises to myself. When your identity shifts,
Another morning,
discipline
another
becomes
snooze
natural
cycle. The
instead
coffee's
of
calling,
forced.
but grogginess wins. And
The
cycle
10-minute
repeats
rule,
ad nauseam.
the fail-proof safety net life, will hit you. There will be mornings when you oversleep, you're stressed, you're running late, you don't feel like doing anything, you simply don't care that day. This is where the 10-minute rule saves your routine. The rule is simple. No matter what, you must complete at least 10 minutes of your morning system, not a full routine, not the ideal version, just 10 minutes. If you can't do everything, do something. And when you do something, the routine survives another day. This approach builds consistency without requiring perfection. How to build a morning routine. You'll stick with use this 5-step formula to bulletproof your morning habits. Step 1. Cut the routine down to its essential components. Most people try to fit 12 habits into the first hour of their day. It's unrealistic and overwhelming. Start with 3 to 5 habits, max. Step 2. Give each habit a minimum version, an ideal version. Example: minimum, 5 push-ups. Ideal, 20 minutes of exercise. You always complete the minimum. You complete the ideal version when time and energy allow. Step 3. Create triggers and anchors. These are cues that tell your brain what to do next. Examples: after brushing your teeth, drink water. After making your bed, stretch for 2 minutes. After your morning stretch, start journaling. Triggers turn your routine into a chain reaction. Step 4. Never miss 2 days in a row. Missing 1 day is life. Missing 2 days is a pattern. This rule alone keeps you from falling off track for weeks at a time. Step 5. Review. Weekly. Adjust monthly. Your morning routine should evolve as your life shifts. A once-a-week reflection, 5 minutes max, helps you stay aligned. How to reboot. When you fall off track, you will fall off. Everyone does. The question is, how fast can you recover? Here's the reboot process. 1. Acknowledge the slip without drama. Don't make it emotional. Don't shame yourself. 2. Restart with the minimum versions of your habits. Rebuild momentum quickly. 3. Shorten the routine for 3 to 5 days. Make the comeback easy. 4. Resume full routine only after consistency returns. Never jump back in at full difficulty. This makes every slip temporary instead of permanent. Why consistency creates transformation? Here's the truth. A single morning won't change your life. But 60 consistent mornings? That will remake your mindset, your energy, and your discipline. Consistency does 3 things. 1. Strengthens your identity. 2. Amplifies your habits. 3. Compounds your results. You're not building a routine. You're building a new version of yourself.
It's time to
By
push your
mastering
limits.
consistency,
Focus on your form.
your morning
give it
becomes the
everything.
anchor
Let's
that
go.
stabilizes your
Feel the
entire
burn.
day
One more rep.
and your entire
You're
life.
stronger than you.
Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed Chapter 6. This is the next to last chapter of our series from Life Scoop that is giving you back your mornings. We will see you later for our final chapter coming up next. And please help us continue bringing you good quality information by liking and subscribing to our channel from Life Scoop. Chapter 7. Transform your life. Turning your morning routine into long-term success. A powerful morning routine isn't the end goal, it's the launchpad. The purpose of mastering your mornings is to create long-term transformation in your mindset, habits, energy, and overall lifestyle. Once your mornings become structured, intentional, and consistent, the effects bleed into every corner of your life. Hello.
Hi,
This is
everyone.
Katie, and
Let's
welcome
start your
back
morning
to
off
Life
right.
Scoop's
I've got the
morning
perfect
routine
guide to
final
energize your
chapter
day.
that ties
Check out this
everything
ebook,
together
packed with tips to
and shows how to
transform your
convert your
mornings.
new
Download it
habits
now and shine.
into lifelong momentum. Morning momentum sets the tone for everything. When you start your day with clarity and discipline, you generate what psychology calls positive activation energy. This gives you mental sharpness, more control over your emotions, stronger self-discipline, higher resilience, a sense of purpose. This momentum doesn't vanish after an hour. It compounds. A well-structured morning helps you navigate stress, make better decisions, and stay productive throughout the day. Most people underestimate this. They think a morning routine is about waking up early or drinking a green smoothie. In reality, it's about controlling the first 60 minutes so you influence the next 23 hours. Using your morning routine to hit bigger goals. Your routine is the foundation. Now it's time to build upward. Step 1. Define your long-term vision. Your mornings should support where you want to go. That requires a clear picture of what you're working toward. Examples of long-term goals. Improving overall health. Starting a business. Advancing your career. Strengthening your relationships. Improving your financial stability. Building a creative or spiritual practice. Once you know the direction, you can attach morning habits that move you toward it daily. Step 2. Break big goals into daily micro-actions. You don't reach major goals through random bursts of effort. You reach them through small, consistent actions. Examples. Write 100 words every morning. Review your budget for 3 minutes. Brainstorm content ideas for 5 minutes. Stretch or walk for 10 minutes. Study for 15 minutes. Small actions done daily beat massive actions done occasionally. Step 3. Track. Weekly. Adjust monthly. Progress isn't linear. You'll evolve. Your goals will shift. Life will change. The routine you use now won't be the routine you use forever. A simple weekly review keeps you aligned. Ask yourself, what worked this week? What felt forced? What needs adjusting? What am I proud of? This keeps your routine flexible instead of rigid, reinforcing your new identity. Morning routines fail when people treat them as tasks instead of transformations. You must shift your identity to match your habits. Identity drives behavior. If you believe deep down, I am disciplined, I am consistent, I take care of my mind and body, your actions follow. If you don't reinforce the identity, your old patterns will eventually return. 3 ways to reinforce your identity. Daily. 1. Daily reflection. Write 1 sentence each morning about who you are becoming. 2. Micro wins. Celebrate tiny successful actions. They confirm your new identity. 3. Environment alignment. Keep your space aligned with your goals. Clean, organized. Intentional. Identity change is the backbone of long-term success. How to avoid the plateau. Everyone hits a plateau. It's normal. But you don't stay there if you build a morning system designed to evolve. Here's how to avoid stagnation. 1. Rotate habits seasonally. Every 3 months, refresh your routine. Replace a habit, modify one, or add a new challenge. 2. Increase difficulty slowly. Your morning routine should scale with you, just like a workout program. Example progression. Month 1. 5-minute walk. Month 2. 10-minute walk. Month 3. 15-minute walk. 3. Set new challenges. Try 30-day consistency streaks. New weekly goals. A single focus morning challenge. Hydration month. Journaling month. Fitness month. Refreshing the routine keeps it exciting and prevents burnout. Turning your morning routine into a lifestyle. The ultimate goal is for your morning routine to stop feeling like a routine and start feeling like who you are. Here's what a fully integrated morning lifestyle looks like. You wake up with intention rather than urgency. You move through your first steps automatically. You no longer negotiate with yourself about starting. Your mindset is clearer and calmer. Your day feels structured instead of chaotic. You have more energy and less stress. Let your goals feel achievable rather than overwhelming. This lifestyle becomes the foundation for everything else you build. The compound effect of your mornings. Small morning habits have massive long-term impact because of one force: compounding. Doing something for 10 minutes may feel insignificant in the moment, but over a year, 10 minutes of reading equals 60 hours of learning. 10 minutes of exercise equals 60 hours of movement. 10 minutes of journaling equals deeper clarity and emotional resilience. 10 minutes of side project work equals entire businesses built. 10 minutes of reflection equals better decisions and less stress. Your mornings accumulate into something powerful. The compounding effect is what separates people who drift from people who grow. Your new standard. Everything in this ebook boils down to one truth. The way you start your morning becomes the way you live your life. You've built a foundation. You've created habits. You've developed consistency. You've learned to adjust, reboot, and stay on track. You've aligned your identity with your goals. Now, your job is simple. Continue showing up. Even on the hard days. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when life gets messy. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your motivation. You rise to the level of your systems. And now, you have the system. Your life from here. The transformation doesn't happen in one morning. It happens across months of consistent practice. You will notice. You think clearer. You feel more grounded. You react less and respond more. You show up better for yourself and others. You finally feel in control of your life. That's the real power of a morning routine. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. When you start your morning off right, you start your life off right. Okay, now that we have completed all 7 chapters of producing an effective morning for you, it's time to get after it. I hope you all have enjoyed these chapters as much as I have enjoyed bringing them to you. Please stay tuned by subscribing to our channel, because next, we will bring you the midday routine that will wake you up during those slow hours of the afternoon and will keep you tuned into life. Thanks, and we will see you in the next video.